Welcome to our channel. Here you practice English and learn how to start, grow, and scale your own business. Join us on this journey. Improve your skills, build your dream business, and achieve your goals. Let's grow together. Today, we will discover the secret rule that makes all businesses work. Are you ready? Let's start, my friend. What does a trillion-dollar giant like Amazon really have in common with that tiny, family-owned corner store on your street? I mean, on the surface, it seems like nothing. One is this sprawling empire of logistics and cloud computing, a company that has completely changed how we live. The other is a small shop, maybe with a faded awning and a bell that jingles when you walk in. A business that just serves a few city blocks. One operates on a scale that's almost impossible to wrap your head around, while the other operates on a scale that's deeply human. And yet, even with the huge difference in size, reach, and resources, they both follow the exact same secret rule. It's a rule they use every single day, in every decision they make. Not just to make a profit, but to keep their customers happy and coming back. This rule is the invisible engine that powers all successful businesses, from a kid's lemonade stand to the biggest companies in the world. Now, think about this. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, about 20% of new businesses fail in their very first year. By the 5-year mark, almost half are gone. And after a decade, a shocking 65% of businesses have shut their doors for good. Why? What separates the few that survive and thrive from the huge majority that just wither away? It isn't luck. And it's not just about having a brilliant idea or working harder than anyone else. It's about understanding and using this one secret rule. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what it is. We're going to break it down, and you'll see how it works for both the tiny corner store and for Amazon. And more importantly, how you can use it to make any business, any idea, any dream you have, actually work. You see, there's a hidden logic connecting every successful company, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. It will completely change how you look at every purchase you make, every ad you see, and every business you deal with. So stick with me, because what you're about to learn is the real key to understanding the world of business. Section 1. The Grand Illusion. Why we get business wrong. Before we get to the rule, we have to talk about why so many people get business so wrong. There's this grand illusion, a kind of business theater that tricks so many aspiring entrepreneurs and leads them down the completely wrong path. We're told that to start a business, you need some revolutionary, world-changing idea. You need that eureka moment in the shower, a concept so brilliant no one has ever thought of it before. Or, we're told you need a ton of venture capital, a slick logo from a fancy agency, a viral marketing campaign, and an office with a ping-pong table. We get obsessed with the look of business, and we mistake it for the business itself. Let's picture someone. A passionate baker named Sarah. Sarah bakes the most incredible sourdough bread you've ever tasted. Her friends and family can't get enough. They tell her, "Sarah, you have to sell this. You'd make a fortune." So, fueled by their encouragement and her love for baking, Sarah decides to go for it. She drains her savings, takes out a loan, and rents a beautiful little storefront on a trendy street. She spends weeks designing the inside, picking the perfect rustic shelves and the prettiest font for her logo. She starts a gorgeous Instagram account with perfectly lit photos of her bread. She is all in. She's a business owner. On opening day, the place is buzzing. Friends, family, and curious neighbors come in. They buy her bread, they love it, and they post about it. Sarah feels that rush of success. But then week 2 rolls around. The initial hype fades. There are fewer people walking in. She sells some loaves, but it's not enough to cover the high rent, the expensive organic flour, the electricity for the ovens, and her own salary, which she hasn't even started paying herself yet. She tries offering discounts. She spends even more time on social media. She's working 18-hour days, exhausted, covered in flour, and just watching her bank account shrink. After 6 months of losing money and battling crushing stress, she closes the shop. The dream is over. What went wrong? Sarah had the passion. She had a fantastic product, maybe the best sourdough in the city. She had a beautiful brand and a great location. She did everything the pop culture version of entrepreneurship told her to do. She fell for the grand illusion. The hard truth is, a business is not your passion. A business is not your product. And it's not your logo or your marketing. Those are all just pieces, tools in the toolbox. They are not the engine. A brilliant product that nobody consistently pays for is just a hobby. A beautiful store that doesn't bring in enough money to cover its costs is just a museum. And a passion that eats up all your time and money is a very expensive, heartbreaking job. The number one reason businesses fail, cited by 42% of founders, is no market need. Think about that for a second. Not a bad product, not a lack of money. The single biggest killer of businesses is making something that people just don't want or need enough to pay for. Sarah was so focused on the what, the bread, that she never truly figured out who she was selling to and why they would buy from her over and over at a price that would keep her afloat. She was in love with her solution, but she never fell in love with her customer's problem. She built a beautiful key without ever finding the right lock. This is the heart of the illusion. Thinking business starts with you and your idea. Thinking that if you just build something great, people will line up for it. That might have worked 100 years ago, but in today's crowded world, it's a recipe for disaster. To succeed, you have to flip the script entirely. You don't start with your solution, you start with their problem. And that is the foundation of the secret rule. Section 2. The Revelation. Unveiling the secret rule. So, if it's not the passion, the product, or the branding, what is the one thing that makes a business actually work? What's the secret rule that Sarah missed, but that the corner store and Amazon both live by? It all comes down to this one, deceptively simple, 4-part idea. A successful business exists to do one thing: consistently solve a specific problem for a specific person for a price they are willing to pay that's greater than your cost to solve it. That's it. That's the whole game. It's not as flashy as a viral video or a billion-dollar valuation, but this one sentence is the DNA of every successful business in history. Let's break down its 4 crucial pillars, because understanding each one is a must. Pillar 1. The problem. Value creation. First and most important, solve a specific problem. Notice the words. It's not sell a great product. It's solve a problem. This is the most critical mindset shift you can ever make. You're not in the business of selling stuff. You're in the business of providing solutions. People don't buy products. They buy a better version of themselves. They buy relief from pain or a faster path to something they want. The classic marketing example says it all. People don't buy a 1/4-inch drill bit. They buy a 1/4-inch hole. They want to hang a picture of their family. The drill bit is just the tool. The real product they're buying is the feeling of home, the display of a memory. A great business sells the hole, not the drill. A gym isn't selling access to weights. It's selling confidence, health, and the feeling of accomplishment. A financial advisor isn't selling stocks. They're selling peace of mind and the dream of a comfortable retirement. Sarah the baker wasn't just selling bread. She should have been selling the solution to a problem. But what problem? Maybe it's the problem of the busy mom who wants to give her kids a healthy breakfast but has no time to bake. Or the foodie who wants to impress their dinner guests. The product is bread, but the problem is what gives that bread value. Until you can clearly state the problem you're solving, you don't have a business idea. You just have a product looking for a problem. Pillar 2. The person. Customer centricity. The second pillar is for a specific person. This is where so many people trip up. You ask them who their customer is, and they say, everyone. That is a fatal mistake. Trying to sell to everyone is the fastest way to sell to no one. Your solution, your marketing, your price. It all gets watered down and generic when you try to please the whole world. A successful business is obsessed with a specific type of person. They understand this person's hopes, fears, and frustrations better than anyone else. This is what Jeff Bezos built Amazon on. He famously said, "We're not competitor-obsessed, we're customer-obsessed." We start with what the customer needs, and we work backwards. That's not just a nice quote. It's a core business philosophy. In his shareholder letters, the word customer appeared over 443 times, way more than Amazon. Think about it. A business that makes high-end hiking boots isn't for everyone. It's for the serious mountaineer who needs gear they can trust with their life. A company that makes meal prep kits isn't for everyone. It's for the busy young professional who wants to be healthy but is short on time. When you define your person, you can tailor your whole business to them. Your marketing can speak directly to their pain points. Your product features can solve their exact problems. Your price will make sense in the context of their life. You have to be able to paint a crystal clear picture of your ideal customer. If you can't, you're just flying blind. Pillar 3. The price. The value exchange. The third pillar. For a price they are willing to pay. This is all about the value exchange. Price isn't just a number you pull out of thin air. Price is the number that represents the value you are creating for that specific person. A customer will happily pay a price when the value they get feels much bigger than the money they're giving up. This is where the idea of a grand slam offer, made popular by business expert Alex Hormozi, comes in. He says you should create an offer so good people feel stupid saying no. This happens when the value is so high that the price seems like a steal in comparison. If you solve $1 million problem for someone, a $100,000 price tag feels cheap. If you solve a $2 problem, a $5 price tag can feel expensive. The key is to connect your price to the value of the problem you're solving, not the cost of your materials. A life-saving drug might cost pennies to make, but its price reflects the incredible value of the life it saves. A great suit costs money in fabric and labor, but its price reflects the confidence and opportunities it might bring the wearer. When you truly get the size of the problem you're solving, you can set a price that people will feel good about paying. Pillar 4. The profit, the engine of sustainability. And finally, the fourth pillar, the one that separates a business from a charity, which is greater than your cost to solve it. This is profit. And profit is not a dirty word. Profit is the engine that keeps the business running. It's the fuel that allows you to keep solving the problem for more people. Profit is what pays for employees, for innovation, for marketing, for growth. Without profit, a business is just on a countdown to shutting down. This is where you have to be brutally honest with yourself. You need to calculate the total cost of delivering your solution. This isn't just the cost of raw materials. It's your rent, your marketing, your software, your employees' salaries, shipping, transaction fees, and, most importantly, your own time. Your time is not free. When you subtract this total cost from the price your customer pays, the number left over needs to be positive. And not just barely positive. It needs to be healthy enough to handle surprise costs, to reinvest in the business, and to reward you for the risk you're taking. This four-part rule, problem, person, price, profit, is an unbreakable chain. If even one link is weak, the whole business will eventually fail. A great solution to a problem no one has fails. A great solution for a person who can't afford it fails. A business that solves a problem but has no profit margin fails. It has to be all four, working together perfectly. This is the secret. Now, let's see how it works in the real world. Section 3. The Rule in Action. The Corner Store Case Study. Let's go back to our first question. How does this rule apply to that simple little corner store? It seems almost primitive next to a tech giant. But when you look at it through the lens of our 4 pillars, you realize it's a masterclass in business fundamentals. Let's call the store Dave's Mart. It's a small, slightly cluttered shop in a residential neighborhood. What is Dave's Mart really selling? Is it milk, bread, and lottery tickets? Nope. That's the grand illusion. Pillar 1. The problem. Dave's Mart is solving the problem of immediate convenience. It's 8 p.m. on a Tuesday. You're making dinner and realize you're out of eggs. The big supermarket is a 15-minute drive away. You'd have to find your keys, get in the car, sit in traffic, find parking, walk through a huge store, wait in a long line, and then drive all the way back. It's a 45-minute nightmare. Or you can walk 90 seconds down the street to Dave's Mart, grab the eggs, and be back in your kitchen in under 5 minutes. Dave isn't competing with the supermarket on selection or price. He's competing on time and effort. He solves the urgent, small problems of daily life. The forgotten ingredient, the late-night craving for chips, the need for one roll of paper towels when you have a spill. The problem he solves is the friction of modern life. Pillar 2. The person. Who is Dave's Mart's specific person? It's not everyone. It's the local resident. It's the parent who needs milk for the kid's cereal tomorrow morning. It's the student pulling an all-nighter who needs an energy drink at 1 a.m. It's the elderly couple who can't easily get to a big box store. Dave knows his customers. He knows Mrs. Gable buys the same newspaper every morning. He knows the college kids come in for ramen after 10 p.m. His entire inventory is curated not for everyone, but for the specific, predictable needs of the few blocks around his store. He doesn't need 40 types of fancy cheese. He just needs the 2 types of sliced cheddar his customers actually buy. His focus is laser sharp on the person who lives within walking distance. Pillar 3. The price. Now for the price. A gallon of milk at Dave's Mart might cost $5.50, while the same gallon is $4.50 at the supermarket. Is that a ripoff? Not at all. When you understand what he's selling, the customer isn't just paying for milk. They're paying a $1 premium to solve their "I need milk right now without a 45-minute hassle" problem. They are buying back their time. Is 45 minutes of your time and frustration worth $1? For most people in that moment, the answer is a definite yes. The price perfectly reflects the value of the convenience. Pillar 4. The profit. Finally, the profit. Dave buys that gallon of milk for, let's say, $3.50. He sells it for $5.50, making a $2 gross profit. Of course, that $2 has to help cover all his other costs. The rent, the electricity for the fridges, his insurance, taxes, and his own modest salary. He knows his numbers. He knows that by selling thousands of items, each with a small but healthy profit margin, he can cover his costs and make a living. His whole business is a carefully balanced equation. He maximizes profit not by having the lowest costs. He can't buy in bulk like a supermarket, but by providing a high-value solution, convenience, that people will pay more for. The business is sustainable. It works. Dave's Mart is a perfect living example of the rule. It solves a specific problem, inconvenience, for a specific person, the local resident, for a price they'll happily pay, a small premium, which is greater than his cost. It's not fancy, but it is flawless business logic. By the way, if you're starting to see how this simple rule is the hidden blueprint behind every business, and if you're getting some value from this, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. We break down one core business idea just like this every single week, and I'd love for you to join us. Section 4. The Rule at Scale. The Amazon Case Study. Okay, that makes sense for a small shop. It's intuitive. But the big promise I made was that this same rule applies to the giants. So, how can this simple logic possibly work for a global trillion-dollar monster like Amazon? It seems impossible, but when you peel back all the complex layers, you find the exact same DNA, just scaled up to a mind-blowing degree. Let's go back to 1994. What problem was Amazon originally trying to solve? Pillar 1. The problem. The original problem was that bookstores had a limited selection. If you wanted a book, you had to go to a physical store that could only carry a few thousand titles. If you wanted something niche, you were usually out of luck. Jeff Bezos saw that the internet could offer a bookstore with virtually unlimited shelf space. The problem he solved was limited access. Over time, Amazon applied this same thinking to everything. The problem got bigger. Shopping is inconvenient and takes too much time. Amazon's solution? The everything store. I want new headphones, dog food, and a birthday gift, and I want it all at my door in 2 days without going to 3 different stores. Amazon solves the huge problem of friction in commerce. Every new service they launch targets a specific problem. Amazon Web Services, AWS, solves the problem of building and maintaining expensive server infrastructure is a huge pain for new companies. Kindle solves the problem of carrying a bunch of heavy books is annoying. Each one is a clear solution to a real problem. Pillar 2. The person. Who was Amazon's specific person at the start? It was the avid reader, the academic, the person looking for books Barnes & Noble didn't have, a niche, passionate group. Amazon obsessed over making their experience incredible with things like customer reviews and personalized recommendations. As Amazon grew, so did its customer base, but it never became everyone. Instead, it created different solutions for different persons. For the busy, convenience-loving consumer, they created Amazon Prime. This person values speed above all else and will pay a fee for it. For the startup founder or developer, they created AWS. This person values scalability and only paying for what they use. For the independent author, they created Kindle Direct Publishing, solving the problem of how do I get my book in front of readers without a traditional publisher. They are obsessed with finding a customer group and then, as Bezos says, working backwards. Pillar 3. The price. Amazon's approach to price is a masterclass in value. On the surface, the price is the dollar amount. But what are you really paying for? You're paying for a massive selection, competitive prices, trust, security, one-click purchasing, and the magic of fast delivery. The Amazon Prime membership is the most brilliant example. For a flat annual fee, you're no longer just buying products. You're buying a solution to the problem of shipping costs and long wait times are annoying. That fee totally changes your psychology. It makes shipping feel free, so you buy more. The price isn't just for a single purchase. It's an investment in a frictionless life. Pillar 4. The profit. And now, the profit engine. This is where Amazon's genius really shows. A corner store has one basic model: buy low, sell high. Amazon has built a machine with multiple layers of profit, and each layer is its own application of the 4-pillar rule. Retail margins. Just like Dave, Amazon buys products and sells them for a profit. The margins are often razor thin, but at their scale, it adds up. Marketplace fees. This is brilliant. Amazon saw other businesses had a problem. How do we sell to millions of online shoppers? So, they created the marketplace and charged third-party sellers a fee to use it. This created a whole new, super profitable business by solving a problem for other businesses. Amazon Web Services, AWS. This is the profit giant. Amazon needed world-class computing infrastructure to run its own site. They solved that problem so well that they realized other companies needed the same thing. They turned their internal solution into a product and sold it. AWS is now the most profitable part of Amazon, all from applying the rule to a new person, developers. Advertising. As the marketplace got crowded, sellers had a new problem. How do I stand out? Amazon offered a solution: sponsored product ads. They charge for that visibility, creating another huge revenue stream. Subscriptions. The recurring income from Prime, Audible, and other services provides a stable, predictable base of cash flow. See the pattern? Amazon isn't just one business. It's a collection of dozens of businesses, and every single one, from selling books to renting server space, is a perfect execution of the secret rule. The scale is astronomical, but the core logic is identical to Dave's Mart. Section 5. How to apply the rule to your business or idea. So now you know the rule. You've seen it work for the smallest shops and the biggest giants. But knowing isn't enough. The most important question is, how do you use this for your own idea? The good news is, you now have the blueprint. You can avoid Sarah the baker's trap. Instead of starting with your passion, you start with the rule. To do that, you just need to answer 4 questions. Grab a pen and paper or open a new document and be brutally honest. Step 1. Define the pain, the problem. Don't start with, I want to sell custom coffee mugs. That's a solution looking for a problem. Instead, ask, what specific, frustrating problem am I solving? Is it a real problem? Are people actively trying to solve it? The more painful the problem, the more valuable your solution will be. Maybe the problem isn't a lack of mugs. Maybe the problem is giving gifts to colleagues feels awkward and impersonal. Now that's a problem. A custom mug might be part of your solution, but your business is actually in the thoughtful corporate gifting space, not the selling mugs space. This changes everything. Write down the problem in one clear sentence. If you can't, you don't have a business yet. Step 2. Find your person, the customer. Now ask, who feels this pain the most? Who has this problem right now and is desperate for an answer? Don't say office workers. That's too broad. Get specific. Is it HR managers at tech startups with 50 to 200 employees who are in charge of team morale? Now we're talking. Give this person a name. Let's call her HR Hannah. What's her day like? What are her biggest frustrations? What does she value? Speed or a personal touch? Where does she look for solutions? LinkedIn, HR conferences? By creating this clear picture, you know exactly who you're talking to. All of your marketing can be aimed directly at Hannah. You can become the perfect solution for her world. Step 3. Craft your solution and price. The value exchange. Only now, after you deeply understand the problem and the person, do you create your solution. How can you solve HR Hannah's awkward gifting problem better than anyone else? Maybe you offer curated gift boxes with a company logo and a handwritten note. Maybe you build a platform that automates gifts for her entire team. Your solution has to be a direct answer to the pain you defined, and then you price it based on value. How much time and stress are you saving HR Hannah? If your solution saves her 10 hours of work a month and makes her look like a hero to her boss, it's incredibly valuable. Your price should reflect that. Aim for 10 times value. As Alex Hormozy suggests, if you charge $1,000, your customer should feel like they're getting $10,000 in value. That's when buying becomes a no-brainer. Step 4. Map your profit, the engine. Finally, lay out the numbers. What will it cost you in total to deliver this solution to Hannah? List every single expense, the cost of the items, the box, the shipping, your website software, marketing, credit card fees, and, crucially, a salary for yourself. Subtract your total cost from the price you charge. What's left? Is it a healthy number? Is there enough profit to handle mistakes? Is there enough to invest in a better website next year? Is there enough to reward you for all your effort? If the answer is no, the model is broken. You have to go back and adjust. Can you increase the price by showing more value? Can you lower costs? You must solve this equation on paper first. A business that isn't profitable on a spreadsheet will almost never be profitable in the real world. By forcing yourself to answer these 4 questions, in this order, you reverse engineer a successful business based on a solid foundation, not guesswork. Conclusion. So, the great secret of business isn't really a secret. It's been hiding in plain sight this whole time. It's the simple, timeless rule of commerce. Solve a specific problem for a specific person for a profitable price. It's the logic that allows Dave's Mart to thrive by solving the small problem of convenience for its neighbors. And it's the very same logic that allowed Amazon to build an empire by solving the world's problems of access and logistics, one problem at a time. The scale is different, but the rule is the same. The businesses that fail are the ones that ignore this rule. They fall in love with their product, try to sell to everyone, and have no real plan for profit. The businesses that succeed, whether they know it or not, are the ones that follow this rule with total focus. So, here is your challenge. Take a business you admire, or your own idea, and run it through this 4-pillar framework. Post your analysis in the comments below. What's the problem? Who's the person? How do they price for value, and where's the profit? I want to see what you come up with, and I'll be reading and replying to as many as I can. And once you've got this rule down, the next question is, how do you find these profitable problems in the first place? In next week's video, I'm going to give you 3 specific ways to find business ideas that already have a built-in market need. It's the perfect follow-up to what you've learned today. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on, and I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.